Welcome to a meditative dive into the practice of letting your mind wander. In this video, we invite you to explore how daydreaming is not just a fleeting distraction, but a profound doorway to creativity and self-discovery. Together, we'll journey through the mental landscapes that offer us fresh insights and innovative ideas. The art of daydreaming reveals itself not as mere distraction, but as the authentic way our minds unfurl their narrative threads. When we allow our thoughts to drift, they form a gentle river that carries us into landscapes of creativity, places where the familiar dissolves and new perspectives arise. It's as if within the quiet, unstructured spaces of our mind, unexpected clarity emerges, an insight, a clever idea, or even a new way of understanding ourselves. This spontaneous unfolding of thought, far from being wasted moments of inattention, has long been celebrated as the underpinning of creative genius. Throughout history, writers, artists, and thinkers alike have leaned into the freedom of these mental wanderings, trusting that the lack of rigid focus opens pathways to renewal and innovation. Isn't it curious to think that by simply allowing the mind the freedom to explore, we might stumble upon solutions and inspirations that the most disciplined efforts could never unearth? In this dance of thought and imagination, daydreaming invites us to break free from the monotony of routine and rigid purpose, offering instead a playful escape that fuels our inner creativity and connects us to deeper layers of self-discovery. In the realm of creative thought, there exists a subtle art that invites us to let go of rigid contemplation and embrace the gentle drift of our mind. In moments when our thoughts wander freely, there is the potential for a creative spark, a breakthrough that transcends the boundaries of conventional thinking. When we allow our minds to wander, we unlock a space where the interplay between science and philosophy reveals itself as a catalyst for artistic, scientific, and personal evolution. As the brain shifts into a state of unstructured activity, it builds bridges between distant ideas, much like a painter blending unexpected hues on a canvas. During these periods of mental meandering, cognitive processes tap into regions of our neural network typically reserved for routine tasks, yet now they become a playground for novel associations and fresh perspectives. Studies in neuroscience have shown that when we engage in what some might call aimless thought, regions like the default mode network light up, fostering creativity by drawing on a reservoir of past experiences and unexplored possibilities. One might even say that our stray thoughts take a scenic route through the labyrinths of memory and imagination, often leading to surprising revelations. The philosophy behind this drift is equally compelling. Consider the notion that creativity is not the product of forced labor, but rather the blossoming of ideas nurtured in the fertile grounds of unfettered contemplation. By surrendering to the natural ebb and flow of our thoughts, we grant our minds permission to rebel against the confines of routine, honoring the unpredictable nature of inspiration. There is a quiet wisdom in recognizing that sometimes our best ideas emerge when we are not deliberately searching for them, when we are simply allowed to be present with our inner dialogue. Artists, writers, and scientists alike have long recognized the beauty of this mental wandering. The unexpected intersections of ideas can lead to deliberate breakthroughs from the pressure of intense focus and the constraints of structured thought, that we discover the true essence of creative potential. Ultimately, awakening our inner genius is an invitation to trust ourselves, to believe that within the quiet intervals of daydream, there lies a powerful force of innovation waiting to be unlocked. When we allow our minds to drift, We engage in an act of quiet rebellion against the mundane, asserting that creativity, in its purest form, arises from the willingness to explore the unknown, to wander without fear, and to find beauty in the unexpected. As the mind wanders quietly through the corridors of memory and imagination, we begin to encounter reflections that resonate with the innermost parts of ourselves. It is in these moments of gentle daydreaming, where thoughts drift without a set destination, that we find clarity amid the chaos of everyday life. In the serenity of our own mental meanderings, personal values and long-hidden aspirations might emerge with an intensity that forces us to pay attention. The act of daydreaming becomes a sacred ritual, a silent conversation where the usual clamor of everyday distractions fades and leaves space for meaningful insights. Picture the mind as a quiet garden, where every stray thought is like an unexpected bloom, each one carrying whispers of desires, fears, and untapped potential. When we allow ourselves the freedom to drift, these thoughts are not random bursts of mental noise. They are deliberate invitations to understand ourselves more deeply, to explore the reasons behind our actions and the dreams that keep us awake in the night. In these reflective journeys, the brain steps away from the habitual pattern of doing and simply embraces being. It is as if every wandering thought asks a quiet question: what truly matters? What do I hold dear, and what creative solutions lie hidden beneath the surface of routine challenges? As we ponder our choices and consider alternate paths, daydreaming unfolds as a natural counselor, gently guiding us toward insights that were often overlooked. This introspection does more than simply provide answers. It carves out space for us to reconcile conflicting emotions and desires, merging the practical with the ideal until a coherent narrative of our personal journey takes shape. Imagine sitting in a quiet room, feeling the soft hum of your thoughts as they gather and disperse like light reflections on water. Within this delicate balance of focus and fluidity, personal revelations sometimes emerge unexpectedly. A long-forgotten passion reignites, a simple truth about our relationships shines through, or a novel approach to an everyday problem becomes clear. These insights, as elusive as they can be in moments of intense, structured focus, are nurtured in the relaxed embrace of our inner world. Here, vulnerabilities are met with compassion and creativity, allowing us to see challenges not as obstacles but as gentle invitations to growth and transformation. As we continue to respect and cultivate these moments of reflective daydreaming, we unlock layers of our identity that are often obscured by the demands of daily life. There is a profound beauty in allowing oneself the space to simply observe one's thoughts without judgment, trusting that these wandering paths can lead to not only creative solutions but also to a richer understanding of who we are. In this occasional retreat into our inner sanctum, we learn to trust our inherent wisdom, recognizing that sometimes the answers we seek lie in the quiet, unstructured moments when we allow ourselves to be fully present with our thoughts. In the gentle interplay between structure and spontaneity, our minds unveil a landscape where the seeds of creativity blossom unbidden. The act of daydreaming is not an escape from reality, but an invitation to explore its hidden layers, to visit a realm where our thoughts roam free without the confines of rigid expectations. Imagine a place where the everyday rhythm of obligation softens, allowing us to wander through fields of possibility, where every passing thought might conceal a glimmer of insight or a refreshing perspective on life's challenges. This delicate balance between focus and unfettered exploration honors our need for order, while simultaneously celebrating our capacity to dream. One might ask, is it not in these wandering moments that we tap into a reservoir of untapped wisdom? It is here in the subtle spaces between intention and action that the mind spins narratives of innovation and personal truth, weaving together threads of experience into patterns uniquely our own. Often our ideas burst forth like unexpected springs of light, gently nudging us to reconsider what we often take for granted about our daily routines. With a wink to the playful side of our inner voice, we may even chuckle at the absurdity of our own seriousness, finding that a well-timed daydream can be as clarifying as the most meticulous plan. In embracing the realm of imagination, we acknowledge that the seemingly idle moments spent adrift are in fact essential interludes where our creativity recharges and our spirit finds solace. These mental escapades remind us that life is not solely about ticking off tasks from a list, but also about savoring the art of simply being, of nurturing our inner muse, however fleeting it may seem. In celebrating both the methodical and the meandering, we grant ourselves permission to see beauty in the unplanned, wisdom in the momentarily absurd, and strength in the silent interplay between our conscious efforts and the quiet magic of our daydreams.